Nathan and Emma, thank you ever so much for joining me here on Curio. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. How are you both today?
Amazing. Yep. Awesome.
Obviously, you are the owners and proprietors of Mighty Lancer Games, which is a fantastic shop. I've not actually visited you, but obviously I often put an order in at least once a month. And I just want to thank you first for the wonderful customer service and being able to provide me with a load of stuff, which is pretty much behind me in boxes. But, but obviously today's an interview, and what I'd really like to ask is if you could tell us a story of how Mighty Lancer Games got started.
That's you.
That's me. Yeah. So, I always thought, because I've been in the hobby since I was about 10, about 30 years, and I always thought it'd be really cool to own my own game store. And then a few years ago, got an opportunity, thought I was going to get made redundant from my day job. I thought, hey, if I get made redundant, I'll get a little bit of money, and that'll just keep me going for a year while I start my own business and do the thing. I thought, rather than do anything else that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years, I'll start my own little game shop. And so we started online, and it just kind of snowballed all from there.
You didn't get made redundant.
And I didn't get made redundant, and we just had to keep, yeah. That's why we started online, because we set the website up and everything, and I kept it running while I still had a full-time job. And then eventually we've taken on staff and taken on some more staff, and then I've ended up finally leaving my full-time employment last year.
Got made redundant.
And got made redundant. So, after 20 years of being in the same job, now I'm a full-time game store owner and operator, which is absolutely fantastic.
You started in a little tiny shop.
Yeah.
Because it was very scary going from having income coming in to support the family, etc., to starting your own business. Really scary. So we started in a dinky little shop that
it was about as big as most people's front room.
Yeah. It was tiny.
Just enough room for a 4-foot square gaming table in the middle of the shop, and about 3 people fitting around it.
Yeah. It was mainly window.
Yeah, it was. It was good, and the rent was cheap, and it was a good starting point, and it allowed us to get a foothold into some of the products that you can't sell if you don't have a brick and mortar store. So, and then we've been able to build from there. So we've moved twice to bigger and bigger premises, and now we're in like a huge building that's over several floors, and we've got the capacity to carry on growing. So.
It's fantastic. I really hope that one day I can get myself down to Bridlington and see this shop. So, because it looks brilliant. I love the carpet that you had. I think you've got rid of it there, haven't you?
Yeah, we've covered the carpet over it. It was looking a bit tired when we really scrutinised it. It was really looking
tired looking. It was definitely legendary.
Yeah, we've eradicated the carpet. We've put some nice clean flooring down, and it really makes the place look a lot more modern and with a fresh coat of paint. It looks great. Even if I do say so myself.
Yes, he did all the work.
Yeah, because I didn't do any of the work. It was all Mr. MLG and my family and friends that got mucked in and did it all. And I just did the finishing bits.
Yeah, highlighting.
Obviously, because that's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I'm okay painting miniatures. I just can't paint anything bigger than 32mm. So when it comes to decorating, my wife does all that. And I go around and do the edge highlighting with my largest miniature brush.
Yeah. When I can't paint walls, I always end up taking more paint off than I put on. So.
Yeah. I find more of it ends up on me than the wall. So I think we're in the same boat there. And also you've got the YouTube channel as well, which I think Mrs. MLG, Emma, you've been taking the lead on that recently, haven't you? So. Tell us about that, because you've had that a while, and now it's kind of it's grown quite a bit recently.
Yeah, we've had it for 4 years. We've had it from the start, but not done anything with it
Mhm.
because it was a bit of new territory, never really understood how it works, etc. But we thought we'll start using it more and just showing people what we do, and we don't take it too seriously. It's not like a serious channel, but we show people how to do things and what we do and how we do them, recommend products that we actually use ourselves, and so that we can recommend them properly, not just trying to sell stuff, but this is actually really good. So we've been using it like that, haven't we?
Yeah.
And little Miss has been doing her videos too.
She has, and she was really good as well, because I saw her video. I think that was about 3 weeks ago. Is she going to be doing some more? Has she taken over your job at all, Emma?
Oh yeah, totally. Because I don't like being in front of the camera. I'm quite happy being behind it when no one can see me. That's fine. And so she painted 2 Reaper Rockies, and she did them like on camera. And now she wants to paint some WizKids, but it's just finding time.
We've got a stack of miniatures on the table, just out of shop. That's all the stuff that she selected yesterday that she's going to paint next.
I understood she used her staff discount.
She did, yeah. She negotiated staff discount to have the minis that she wants.
Yeah.
And other thing I'd like to talk about as well is the thing that actually got me in as a customer with you guys originally was the Reaper Miniatures subscription box. So first of all, I know you say you don't take yourself too seriously on YouTube, but the advertising for the Reaper Miniatures subscription box purely was Spielberg should be crapping his pants really. I thought that was brilliant.
Oh yeah, what a message.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, and we're getting into. It is on the cards that we might have a bit of a revisit to
Reaper the movie.
Bit of like little animation, whatever we do it, however we do it. But we've got our dungeon pieces that we used in the background. We've got those painted now.
Oh, excellent!
So one of our customers, just before lockdown, one of our customers very kindly came in and painted them for us. So the next time we do something, we might actually have some.
Painted up.
Decor through our.
But you'll be doing all the voices, obviously, because he's the best at it.
Yes.
We might even have some better quality special effects as well. So.
Then that cotton wool one, that was.
But, yes, can you tell us a bit about the Reaper Miniature subscription box itself, though? Because, like I say, I think it's brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I am literally about ankle deep in Reaper Miniatures underneath me. I'm not going to show you or anything, but I've still got a hell of a lot to paint.
But it all started out with, this is another of Mrs. MLG's amazing ideas that we should do. Well, basically, we have a master list of miniatures, so there should never be a duplicate in a box. If someone's been in right from the start, they should never get a duplicate miniature out of the subscription box. And I tend to work 3 to 5 months in advance about what's going to be in them. And unfortunately, we've got a little bit of a shipping delay, which we can't do anything about, but we're hopefully going to receive the stuff this week. So anyway, that aside, so I look down the list. So basically, I've got a big spreadsheet, all the figures on, so all the bones and the bones black and the Pathfinder and the other ranges that Reaper have got there in the bones figures, and some paints and other bits and pieces. And I look down and I think, yeah, that's a cool figure. Yeah, that's a cool figure. And I basically go down and I list all the things that I think should be in it, and they've all got little tags on. And then I work it out so that every box is about £25 or more worth of like RRP, and that's at our prices rather than Reaper's prices. So they're inevitably like even better value. If you're paying it at Reaper's prices, you could end up with £30 worth of figures for your £20 that you pay to get it posted to you. So it really is a great value product, which many customers have told me that they really enjoy it because they plan their D&D sessions around what they get in it. And they like the surprise. So they get it, and then they paint the figures up, and then they plan their sessions around the monsters and NPCs and whatever that we put in there.
That was the idea from the start. It's just a surprise, something fun that comes through your door. You don't know what you're going to get, and it might take you out your comfort zone. So if you've always just painted like characters, then you might get a random monster. and that's taking you out your comfort zone of painting, and again makes you think about things differently, and it's just fun to get things through the post that you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Like, surprise! So that was the idea.
I've had some brilliant ones in there. I've had I think it's the Frost Giant. I've had dragons, and if I remember last October you did a Halloween themed one, which also had a lot of Halloween confetti, which is I'm still getting out of my hair.
That was my fault. Sorry.
That's right. I know whose fault that is.
It's great because the way that Reaper are releasing, and Reaper was one of the big things that we started with. When we started Mighty Lancer Games, Reaper Miniatures was kind of like the backbone of our early growth because we think they're fantastic figures.
Yeah,
the bone
yeah.
stuff, great prices. Even the metals are like great prices for the figures. Quality of the books and what have you. They're fantastic. And just wanted to get them into more people's hands, basically. And that's what all the subbox is about. So, and the way that Reaper release their miniatures monthly and what have you, and obviously because they do the Kickstarters, we know that they've got a release schedule that spans probably 2 years in advance. That there's always loads of new cool figures to add in. So there's some coming up in the next 2 or 3 months that have got a couple of steampunk minis in and like different things rather than just being all fancy or what have you. Just different things. So we put I think it was the Savage Worlds, one of the Bones minis in the bone themed, I think, like or the glom as it is in metal. And a few people said, wow, I've never even seen that figure before. Well, that's because they don't look at some of the other ranges.
Yeah.
They only ever look at like the Dark Heaven Legends range, and they don't see some of the other stuff that's perfectly suitable for the games that they're going to be playing. And yeah, they're just awesome. I love them. Even though I don't often get that much time to paint.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We really like it. It's good.
Yeah.
And great to get people started as well.
And you do there's a special Reaper box that you do a special curated one, is that right? Have I got that right? Mr. MLG.
Oh yeah, so Mr. MLG's Reaper, what is it? I can't even remember what it is. Special Reaper
bonanza.
box. Yeah, £100. I know it seems like a lot of money, but you get a lot of miniatures for your £100. So basically, it's a £100 box where and then we get in touch with the customer and ask them what kind of adventure or whatever that they're going to be playing. So recently, we had a guy just started on one of the adventures out of Tales from the Yawning Portal, the D&D book. So we do a little bit of research, make sure he didn't have any miniatures at all, apart from a few heroes. So we managed to get him a really good selection of figures that get him started. Him and his group started with all the monsters that they needed for like the first couple of acts out of the adventure, and he was over the moon. He keeps telling me he's going to send me some painted figures, and then we might even base some customers' figures on some of their product pages.
That'd be really cool. We'll be able to do a showcase video on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Well,
And we do the advent calendars. We do the advent calendars.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
I didn't know about that
So
one.
you count down to Christmas Day, open a door every day and get a miniature.
Yeah.
That's good.
They're quite popular. Then.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I hate putting them together, but they're popular.
So what other big products that can you tell us about that you stock? I know you do some Mantic stuff too. I know the obvious one is
They're
Games
a
Workshop.
Mantic premium store, don't you?
Yes, I've heard Mantic. Not just Mantic, but Mantic Premium.
Yeah. And fortunately, at the moment, one of 4 premium stores in the country, which means that we stock the whole Kings of War range, the whole Vanguard range, the whole Terrain Crate range, and then a lot of the other supplementary games as well, like The Walking Dead and other things. So we always get the new releases in time for release day, and we keep a decent amount of those in stock. So if anybody needs any Mantic products, they know that they should be able to come to us, and we'll have them in. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Quite happy about that. We've got the Mantic's new Armada game. That's all pre-ordered.
Yeah, Emma's been
coming.
peddling that on the Discord quite a lot.
Cool.
Yeah, pre-orders are open and it's showing pretty popular so far. I mean, I saw one of the pictures. Emma showed me a picture last night actually that I'd not even seen because I don't really get a huge amount of time to look at like social medias.
Mm-hmm.
And showed me a picture of one of the, I think it was a Brazilian like flagship on the thing. It just looked fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And the price for the size, when you see them like in comparison, I think they look great. And loads of people that used to play Man of War from GW and Dreadfleet as like the next evolution was, but I think they're going to be all over it.
Yeah,
It's it looks like, and the black sales rules that it's based on that Warlord have produced have been really popular. Like Warlord Games products sell really well. Black Sails itself sells really well, so it's should be great. Should be great. So that's coming in the not too distant future, and obviously we've got like new waves of stuff coming out all the time. There's still some minis to be released from the Wave 12 of the WizKids, like the Nolz's unpainted minis.
Yeah.
Still got some to come from those.
So the ones that Michael did showcase of not too long ago on his Twitch.
Yeah, that's right.
So when Michael he did his unboxing, I think they'd sent him one of everything.
Yes.
That was in the release, but when it came through distribution, there's like I don't know, maybe 75% of it has arrived. And then some of the other stuff, like the Nightmare Dragon and some of the other figures, are delayed.
Oh.
So they're probably going to come maybe next month or even November before the next wave comes out, probably January. So yeah, there's still some nice bits and pieces to come through the line. And the other thing, they've obviously under-manufactured with some of these things. So did you see the set that had the castle retainers and things in?
Not that one.
Like
I think I saw like a lot of NPCs. I think I saw one box with a lot of NPCs.
Yeah. So there's two of those boxes. Well, one of those just hasn't arrived yet in the country, and the other one was underproduced. So we've only got a smaller allocation than we should have done.
It's not going to be like the Beholder shortage of 2019.
No, we run out.
Oh, we again.
Yeah, we run out again. And a reprint could be happening in November. So,
there you go, you see.
Yeah. I have actually.
I'm too scared to paint it.
In the kitchen first launch, and I've never painted it.
I'm exactly the same. I'm too scared to paint it because I don't know whether I'll see another one again. So I spent like years looking for them, found one, bought it, and it's literally just been sat there for a while. I mean, I don't want to say how long because
they're once they've gone, and then we've just got to wait however many months for them to do a reprint. There's a few of the key monster types that just sell out amazingly every time we get it. It's good, but it's bad. So.
Yes, yeah, we don't want to have that too much demand. And you also do a lot of activities in the shop as well. Obviously, with the worldwide lockdown that's been going on, it has come at a pretty bad time for you, especially with you just moving into a new shop. But I understand you've it's a couple of weeks ago you opened up with social distancing in place. Is that right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. So we opened the store officially at the start of June.
Yes.
When everything was allowed to kind of reopen, but we kept our gaming floor closed, and it's been open for maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. Maybe all of September. I don't know the exact date, but we've opened it up, and originally we said that we would have like 24 people in at once, which was significantly down from what we can fit in.
Yeah.
But we spaced the tables out and what have you. And then obviously now the restrictions have altered again, so we've halved it. So maximum 12 people, no more than 6 at any table. We could probably fit more in, legitimately, we could probably fit more in, because under the rules of like restaurants and everything else, we could probably fit more people in, but we want to make sure that everything's right. So everybody's got to wear a face covering. You know, we've got to abide by all the rules, haven't we? So
yeah.
Just want to do the right thing and keep everybody safe. So
But it's given some people that were itching to get out and game again but couldn't, the opportunity at least to come in and play some games, and because it helps people's mental health as well, and it's interacting with other human beings, and we need that kind of thing as a population. Or if we can do it in a safe environment where you know that everything's been wiped down and cleaned and everything like that, then that's part of why we opened the shop in the first place, so that we could have people in playing games and having fun.
Yeah. And then once we kind of get past the bulk of this pandemic situation, then we'll get back to a point where we open like a couple of nights a week or several nights a week, and we have D&D groups coming in and what have you. So before we moved and before everything kicked off with the whole COVID situation, we were hosting regularly like 30, 40 players for Dungeons and Dragons 2 or 3 nights a week, and we want to get back to that. So
yeah, we used to do all sorts of things. We had like the scouts in and the rainbows and brownies in, teaching them how to paint miniatures, getting them started with different games and stuff like that. And we had board game nights, and anything that you can think of, we normally do it. We even had Halloween parties.
Yeah, we're going to miss out on our Halloween party. We've had a Halloween party for like past 3 years.
I was going to ask, because I know Emma mentions it a lot in the Discord.
Halloween is the most important event of the year.
Well, yeah. It definitely felt that way, the way Emma goes on about it. But no, so I was going to ask if you had any plans, but it sounds like, sadly...
No, we thought, as much as we love it, we thought it was just safer just to not do it this year. Mm-hmm. Because we invite, like, all the children come and everybody dresses up, and we have games to play, like, obviously the normal games like Goblins and things like that, but like other games like Punch the Pumpkin and Pin the Tail on the Werewolf. So it's a lot of touching things.
Yeah.
And we just thought it's just not safe enough yet. And then next year, hopefully when everything's normal again, we'll just make it even bigger.
Yeah. Definitely can't bob for apples.
No bobbing for apples. But I made the window display to make me feel better instead.
Yes, I think that's fantastic. I thought the window display was absolutely fantastic. And who would have thought that we would have picked the same skeletons to print off as well?
Yeah, we did.
Because I knew you were fishing on the Discord channel. You kept saying, "I want to see what everyone's done," sort of thing. And I was really pleased. I was like, I've just printed off these skeletons. And then you went, oh, they're the same ones that we did. And then when I looked at the board, I was like, they are the same one. Exact same ones.
Pretty cool.
They are really cool. But I am really excited to see what everyone's going to do for Michael's competition as well.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. There's so much talent in the Discord channel. There's so much talent in the Goblin Army. It's going to be awesome seeing everybody's creations. It's going to be really good.
I originally had an idea of doing like the Lion King but skeleton, so that one would be up on the rock holding a baby skeleton, with them all, with all of them like coming out of the ground, because that was the idea at first, and I thought, that might be a little bit too ambitious because I've never actually done a diorama before. But I thought a Lion King thing would have been hilarious. I have absolutely no idea how to do it, but or if I can find the models to do it. But I think it's just going to be a smaller version of similar to what you've done, because I've done the tombs and I've done the skeletons. It's just now the landscaping, and I haven't got a clue where to start on that, to be honest.
No,
expanding foam and tissue paper, that's what you need. Just don't buy the same expanding foam that we did from Screwfix.
Because it didn't work.
Well, it doesn't stop expanding.
It didn't expand at all.
Yeah, it didn't really expand at all. We've had some stuff in the past that was just amazing.
Yeah.
Like one squirt and it like blew up like a balloon. And this stuff, it was a warm day as well when we used it. We left the cans outside to get right temperature and everything. It just didn't really go off, so.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It was fun. We enjoyed making it, and I've never done anything like that before, so it was good. I still think there's something missing though. I I can't think what it is.
We need light and sound. I think that's the next evolution.
Oh, LEDs.
Because we had a train running in the window,
Yeah.
a Hornby train set. That's what we had originally, and then the plan was always to swap them out and have different displays. So we've swapped it out for the Halloween one. But the kids that walk past, you see, they're just like looking in and seeing something in the window that's not just products, you know. I think something to look at, something a bit more interesting. So.
I think we should have like a little trapdoor mechanism where like a werewolf or something jumps out after you've been stood there for, like motion detector after you've been stood there.
Oh, that's scary.
Have you sseen those holographic things? You get this like sheet of film. It'd probably work on a window. I want one of those as well. I'm not too sure if it because it seems to advertise on Facebook. I think it might be dodgy. So, but no, that would be good. Just pop up like that.
Yeah. The problem we have, of course, is when we used to do the gaming nights, it's dark. Because the shop shuts at 5, it's not really dark enough to have lights and things like that. You just won't be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but those things are really cool, though. I like them.
I've got that.
You've got an idea?
I've got that.
Oh dear.
Are you going to share it? Or?
No,
top secret.
Lucy.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if it works. I need to do a little bit. Because something's just come to me. I've had a brainwave.
You saw it here on Geek Curio. And finally, my final question for you today is, what's next for Mighty Lancer Games? Obviously, you're not planning on an even bigger shop, are you? Like, you're not going to be buying the local Debenhams or... You're stopping.
I think I might get murdered in my sleep if I said that we were going to move again.
That is correct.
But I don't know what is next. We're gonna find some new cool product ranges. We're gonna
any suggestions?
We're happy to take requests.
I do have a suggestion. I'll speak to you afterwards.
Okay, cool. We've had a few people request certain things, and but I mean, the shop already it's a bigger shop, but we have already like crammed a lot in. Mm-hmm. So we're
because we do Hornby and all things like that now. We could have Scalextrics as well, couldn't we? Mm-hmm. But we've held off and said, that would be if you want to come in and ask for it. Otherwise, we're just going to get really, really full of, of lots of things.
There's some great ranges of stuff that are manufactured in other European countries that don't get really represented in the UK very well. There's a fantastic scenery company in Germany called Nock. Make a lot of stuff for model railways.
And they
have a range called Zitterdays, which are fantastic terrain things, which I should really have one on the desk. We've got one over there. Can't go and get it. Some really great stuff that's fantastically scaled for wargaming, and it's really reasonably priced. So things like that we'll definitely be getting some new additions, some new ranges. We're gonna get Vallejo Model Air in. We've had requests for that, and I might even have a look at stocking some Revell paints, model paints, because we've been asked for those quite a bit.
Yeah. We're extending our range of Green Stuff World. Every time we reorder, we're extending the range of their cosmetics. Awesome.
I've just literally filled my last order. I got the rolling pins.
They're cool, aren't they?
I haven't done much, but I did that with one of the ones that I got from you guys, and I was just really impressed.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to use that for anything. It's purely just because I just wanted to use it.
To see what it's
They're really good, and they're adding new stuff into the ranges all the time. So I think the last time I looked, they just added a load of neon pigments for weathering minis and all that kind of thing with loads of different effects, which is fantastic. If you want sci-fi, space marines, whatever it is, to be trudging through luminous fog,
I will probably get that because I want to make this glow.
Oh, nice!
Yeah.
You need some Tesseract glow on that.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah. So I was going to spray it silver, Tesseract glow, and then dry brush with a dark grey. So all the underside of it will be glowing. So I like that video that you did with Tesseract Glow. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to probably copy it, steal it, and put it on my own channel.
like a chrome silver
Yeah.
would be really great. Yeah, you want, like the sort of glossier the better, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you ever so much for giving up your time to speak with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And hopefully someday soon I'll be able to get out of Darlington and drive the 2 hours down to Bridlington and get to see you both. And I'll make sure that I come with a lot of money because I probably will just be piling up on loads and loads of stuff. It's a very dangerous place, your website, and I can imagine your shop being a dangerous place for me as well. So. But Nathan and Emma, thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Cheers.